Oh, we're live. Shit.
Congratulations, Kim. That's what the little red, that's what the yellow.
Yes, I know what it means, asshole.
Good afternoon, wherever you find yourselves this weird. You know, they're excited. This evening's scene will take place at what was the newly renovated Griffith Club. For those of you who have not been inside the new building, it has taken on the look and a feel of a Turkish ashram. So there are now many low tables, as opposed to the one large table that was there last night for the feast. There are many low tables that are seated where you can either be seated at low benches or upon cushions. Many low-hanging drapes adorn the walls. Silk is everywhere. The ground is covered in thick Persian carpets. People are drinking coffee and smoking large shisha pipes, and everything seems incredibly pleasant. For the record, it is no longer called the Griffith Club. No, no, no. Now it is called Agrabah Nights. Mostly because I had to give it a name that Kim could pronounce. I was limited factor. I apologize.
Oh, fuck you.
You pronounce things like an American, dear.
It's almost like Kim's an American.
Yes, dear, but I'm not making fun of you for your handicap.
Okay. You know what? At least I've had like tacos and burritos and common people food. Like fuck.
Yes, Kim. At least my government doesn't fail to acknowledge climate change.
That's uncalled for.
Oh, sorry.
Why do we have to go there? Science is like my one thing, and why do you keep acknowledging that my government continues to forget, that science is an actual thing? Like, why you gotta do that?
Because Kim, science. So we will join our compatriots as they enter into the new establishment. So we will start. Oh dear, Liam, there is no dartboard anymore.
No, but there is a giant hookah with really tasty shisha.
There is,
And do they have beer, or are they on? Have they switched to a wine?
They have beer.
Well, do they have cider?
They do indeed have cider.
He will be enjoying a spiced cider, and he will be sprawled out on some pillows with some really tasty apple shisha. Very happily enjoying this moment. Like he was a freshman in college all over again.
All right, then. Zach, you may enter next.
Oh shit, that's me. So he's like, I've done enough panicking and praying for at least a moment. So he's just kind of like, might as well go back to the hangout where all the other mages are and see what's up before I lose myself to stress, because I don't have the life sphere to heal any, stress-related injuries. And so yeah, he just goes, you know what, fuck it. Today he'll actually be wearing his cassock instead of his clerical suit. And he's got his little raven buddy, who's probably happily munching on a biscuit. And he'll walk up, into the place and just sit down.
You will be offered a choice of drink. It is entirely up to you what you would like.
He'll probably have some tea.
What kind of tea?
I don't, isn't, Earl Grey? Let's go with Earl Grey.
Lovely mint tea.
Is mint tea good?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'll take the mint tea.
Okay. Next, and most certainly not least, we have Owen. Sorry, I just introed you by how you appear on my screen.
Owen walks in, not understand. He's got this scarf around his neck, even if it's not cold, and he's completely covered by this ridiculously big trench coat. He comes in and he's looking around at the new digs. He slinks off into the corner and he begins nursing a bottle of something he pulls out of his pocket. It's got a crow on it.
A woman will approach you. She's dressed entirely in black, in a black business suit with a white shirt, and she's got a pair of glasses, a pair of sunglasses covering her eyes. And even though it's dark outside and it's not very well lit in here, and she'll say, "Excuse me, sir, but we don't allow outside liquor." Sorry, she has a much more Middle Eastern accent than that. "Excuse me, sir, but we do not allow outside liquor."
You don't. I wasn't aware there's no sign on the outside anymore. New owner's got new business rules then, yeah?
Would you care for me to get you a drink from the bar in Shati, perhaps?
I don't know that last word mean. What does it mean?
It means friend.
Are we friends? Are you my new China then?
I do not know what this means.
How about this? We'll suss out what it is I'm drinking once you give my own self personal butchers round the back there.
So what is it that you wish to see?
Whatever it is you want to show me. Mostly drinks, if I'm going to be drinking something at the bar.
She will casually shrug, as she will say, "Very well then, if you would care to follow me."
He follows her.
Her glasses will slip down her nose ever so slightly, Marcus, and you will notice the fact that her eyes are a brilliant, almost shining purple.
Is it a personal question if I ask you why your eyes look like that?
She'll turn and cock an eyebrow. "What do you mean, Nchati?"
They're like purple.
You don't say.
No, I did. I remember because I'm the one that said it.
For the time being, I am merely the servant of your host. That is all you need to know.
See, that's what the world needs more of. Direct answers to direct questions. Now, if I ask you a vague question, you can say anything you want. But if I ask you a direct one, that one right there will do.
She will casually shrug. She'll lead him behind the bar so he can look at the various different booze.
He will get a booze thing, a drink. If they have Glenlivet, he'll drink that.
They do. She will then very casually lead him out from behind the bar. Once again, this entity has appearance 6, and her appearance specialty is in striking. If it makes any difference to how you act, I should probably tell people this.
It wouldn't affect Owen.
Was that sorry?
It wouldn't affect Owen.
I didn't quite hear what you say. Did I say?
Owen.
That's fair. Well, it would. You just wouldn't show that it affected you. She will then very calmly lead him back over. He will lead him over to the table that is being occupied by Liam and Zach, and she will say, "I believe this is one of yours, Nchati."
She says that means friend, it does.
Ah, well then, if you are a friend, please sit.
Well, that's just it. I'm not sure if we're friends yet, mate.
Do you wish to be friends?
I don't know. I'm kind of light on those at the moment, so it might do me good to make some, innit?
Friends are always wonderful, yeah.
Or reliability, one of the two.
I suppose, if that is the way that you wish to see it. By the way, because I'm still working on his French accent, because I'm not very good at it. He has a very thick, well, I don't want to say very thick French accent, but he's got a very noticeable French accent, and his echoes is okay. So you pretty much get like this warm, fuzzy feeling inside that everything's going to be okay. Kind of, like when you're having a really bad day and your significant other kind of comes up and, gives you a hug, or someone you care about gives you a hug and tells you, it's all going to be okay, and that little warm, comforting feeling, that's his echoes.
Well then, one thing you'll notice about Owen is it's not odd, but it's something you'll notice. He has one voice and he has one face. Surprised, upset, gotta go to the bathroom. It's all the same face.
Nice.
He doesn't seem to react.
Okay.
My name's Owen. Owen Kilkenny of the Chocravon team.
I am Zachariah Belmont of the Celestial Chorus. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Liam will roll up from his lounged position on the pillows and take a solid hit from the hookah. Blow the smoke onto the ground so it doesn't go. And he will blow it away from people. Liam Murphy, Order of Hermes.
I met two of your lads. I didn't shoot them, though I thought about it.
Which two?
One was named, well, they seemed the bookish sort, so I figured they had to be yours. One of them was named Rory, and the other...
Okay,
I don't really know.
Yeah. Every so often I want to shoot Rory. But that's normal.
His dog seemed to know a lot about things, though.
His dog's weird.
But it's not as unnerving as the other fella I met, or the other bird. But that's not important right now, is it? What's important is the three of us and whether or not we're going to get along like gangbusters, isn't it?
At this point, by the way, you guys will notice, talking to the woman, there's a guy, he's about 5'10". He's got blue hair that's kind of slicked to one side and half his head is shaved. He's wearing a long black trench coat that covers him from his neck down. He's kind of dressed in a kind of a very emo/goth style. And as he turns towards you, you'll see a large cross hanging about his neck that's done in silver on a silver chain, and he's got a cross earring in each one of his ears as he'll walk towards you. And without saying a word, he will casually throw himself into a cushion that is at the same table and look up at the ceiling.
Liam will just kind of like look over. And then we'll pass him the hose.
Oh, thanks. He will say, taking a deep inhalation and holding it in for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds before letting it out through his nostrils. My, that's good stuff. Well, really it is. Oh, do forgive me and my horrible manners, late introductions and all that good stuff. Very nice to meet you. And this is a lovely table.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
He basically goes into a little bit of a rambling rant, and he says, oh, thank you. The tobacco is rather excellent. Yes, isn't it? And this is ever so much a lovely table. I must say I'm impressed. By the way, where are my terrible manners? Very nice to meet you.
pleasure to meet you. Although I don't have the grace of your name.
That would mostly be because I didn't give it.
And Liam shoots him this look of, yeah, this is me asking.
Oh, if it helps. Oh, well, okay. It's very nice to meet you. He'll kind of look at each of you, and you'll notice the fact that his left eye is actually moving, almost like it's twitching sideways. Eye is moving very, very quickly, in the sense like it's moving from side to side incredibly quickly. And he'll say, "That's very interesting." Look directly at Owen, and he'll. By the way, Marcus. So Owen possesses the rep Merish. So one assumes, has he been in prison in the United Kingdom?
Huh?
Has Owen been to prison?
Yes.
What for?
Assault.
He'll say, what criminal syndicate did he work for in the UK again? I can't remember.
He was kind of freelance.
Okay. He'll say, I'm curious, did Mr. Fred Kicks really deserve what you gave to him? For the record, Fred Kicks was the guy you went to prison because you kicked the shit out of.
Well, yeah. Else he wouldn't have got his nickname now, would he?
That's interesting. Oh, you were asking me my name. Always funny question, that. Needless to say, you can call me Iscariot. It's nice to make your acquaintance.
Look, my China, it's not my fault if someone doesn't understand how to be a proper villain, now, is it?
No, not at all. But then again, these things tend to happen, misunderstandings left, right, and center. It's all just the way of the world, isn't it?
It wasn't a misunderstanding, mate. He knew what he knew he shouldn't have grassed up who he grassed up. They sent me to talk about it. He decided to get strong. And I explained to him how it was a poor idea. As simple as that.
I do rather like simplicity. So what you're saying is you are very good at talking with your fists.
I'm very good at talking with everything, mate.
Interesting. I like you. There isn't much lying in you, is there? You say you're always about the truth, but from a certain point of view.
I try to leave it uncomplicated, but there's some people who don't understand what it is I'm saying, even though I'm using the Queen's English. And let's keep the fact that I spent some time at Her Majesty's pleasure betwixt the two of us, eh?
Sorry, as I said, he'll kind of flick the side of his head. It reads faces. If you have a mugshot or other things like that, it tends to read these things, and I unfortunately have an interesting gap between my brain and my mouth. That's neither here nor there. My name is, as I say, Iscariot. I'm a member of the Virtual Adept. Very nice to make your acquaintance.
Look, Father, very obvious cassock that Kim's character's wearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Look, Father, now, I don't go about telling porkies to clergy because it's never a good way to move about. But if you ask your friends, I am the one what pulled the governor out of the current mess he's in. So I should owe me a little bit of favor, even though I've been not a nice guy.
He kind of just arches an eyebrow at that.
Liam's gonna blink a bit at that and just kind of like puzzle that sentence together.
Look, when the governor was in trouble, I was there to help him. But it's a bit of a bigger problem with the governor, don't you think?
Yes, I understand there's a bigger problem with him. I am curious how this turned into a conversation between you and Mr. Iscariot, and then myself and you on the Archbishop.
Well, I think I'd like to keep the conversations to the things that people might be interested in. I figure you're dressed like one of the clergy. You'd be interested in clergy talk. He asked me about my time in the Nick. He wanted to talk about my time in the Nick.
He kind of looks down at himself, and then he looks back up and he says, I am interested in all sorts of talk, to be honest with you.
Well, see, now I know a little bit more about you, don't I?
Indeed.
I will point out,
You said you.
particularly for Owen and anyone who has a streetwise above 2. So I don't know who else has a streetwise of 2 or above.
Nope.
Either that or anyone who is online a lot or has, or sorry, I'm just trying to think. Anyone who has streetwise 2, politics of 2, computers of 2.
No, but I have all of those at 1 plus propaganda.
Oh, you've got propaganda. I'll give it to you with that. Kim, do you have any of those skills?
No.
Okay. It would probably make sense that your character would have no idea. And this is mostly for Marcus. Iscariot, the guy who's kind of very casually laying there looking at the ceiling, is one of the most proficient and notorious computer criminals of his era. He's a cyber terrorist and prolific hacker. He makes Anonymous look casual.
We all got something on our smartphones recently through SMS tagged Iscariot, if I remember correctly.
If you were part of that mobile network, which I let people decide in game if they are part of that mobile network. If you want to be, yes, you got an SMS from it. If you don't,
Owen raises his eyebrow, and that's about it. Which for Owen is an extreme reaction.
that's fair. Iscariot will kind of pop his head up, because he has his head laid back, so he was looking at the ceiling, and he'll look at the priest, and he'll say in perfect Latin, "So he shall rise up from the ocean, creating armies on either shore, turning brother against his brother, till man itself is no more."
Kim doesn't know what the fuck that means, but Zach would know what the fuck that means, so...
It's a biblical quote from the book of Revelations. It's to do with the rising of the Antichrist.
Okay, so Zach will look over at him and in Latin pretty much say, like, the next phrase or whatever.
He'll smile, and he'll say, in Latin, "Ah, I see you know your stuff. I like to think that men of the cloth at least have competency in what they claim to preach. But my question is, do you know what you claim to preach?"
Okay, sorry about that. I had to have a small chat with somebody. What did he say? My apologies.
He said, "It's good to know that you understand the words. However, I'm curious if you understand what it is that you preach."
I would hope I understand what I preach. If not, I would not be very good. But then again, I suppose everyone has different variations on how they interpret things of that nature. Still speaking in Latin.
By the way, Kim, for you, most importantly, he has that same feeling that you get from certain members of the chorus, the people get from you, that kind of feeling that God's eyes are upon him, if that makes sense.
Hey.
That's how I describe true faith to people.
Okay.
He'll smile. He'll kind of hike himself up in his chair, and he'll turn to Liam and he'll say, "So, my apologies. You now have my name. May I ask yours?"
Liam Murphy, Bonnie Order of Hermes, Bonnie House, Bonnie Sagas.
He'll snap his fingers a number of times before he'll take out his computer from a backpack and he'll open it up. Austin, you speak Enochian, don't you?
Yes.
All of the keys on his computer, and there are more keys on it than there would be on a normal QWERTY keyboard, have a Nokia symbol on them in place of letters or digits.
Does Zach see this as well?
Oh, that's clever.
Zach has a Nokian too.
Yep, you see it as well. He has Enochian symbols carved, basically inlaid into his computer in a gold font.
And he will lean over, like, and not to pry, but in that admiration. And in Hebrew, just kind of out of reflex of, ooh, that's pretty. That's clever.
Did you say that in Hebrew?
Yes, I did.
He will respond in Hebrew.
What does he respond with?
There he goes.
He responds with, dropped from Hangout.
He just kind of digitized into the digital web and left.
Oh shit, I do speak Ogham. Cool. I forgot I spoke that.
Yeah. Got more languages to pick up.
What's really great? I'll shut up.
Yup. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Wait. Let's all go to the movie. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Get ourselves a snack.
What if I do not like snacks?
If you do not like snacks, there's something wrong. Snacks are the best.
True enough.
Because a snack can be everything.
I like those
Zach
snow
has
things.
smiles back. Oh, snowballs?
Yeah. Those and Twizzlers. Those are movie food.
Yes.
But I bring my own Twizzlers because they cost too much to movies.
Mm-hmm.
Popcorn and Sour Patch Kids.
And wife, you like sharing the nachos too.
And nachos, not so much.
Yes, the expensive is fun, but they're fun.
I mean, cheese is the best thing.
Enjoy yourself.
Bum 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 bum.
I suppose we can keep talking.
We could. We should do that.
Do hate that show. No.
Which show?
He's in Tommy Pickles.
Oh, yeah, no. That is an awful show.
Rugrats.
Yes.
Ain't like Ren and Stimpy either.
Damn, Rugrats was forever ago.
Sorry about that, guys. Apparently my internet decided to literally shit itself.
Well, you're back.
Goodbye.
So the last thing I heard was you were looking at his computer and saying in Hebrew that it was pretty.
It was first, ooh, that's pretty, followed by, oh, that's clever.
He'll smile and he'll say, "Thanks. I keep having people from House Tick, Taggle, something, asking me how it works, and it's like obvious, really, isn't it? Well, maybe, sort of.
I've got a good guess, but they're a special brand of crazy.
I think that anyone who can see the universe in a way that we can and isn't slightly bonkers is well not to be trusted, frankly, or they're a minion of the soulless orthodoxy.
Now, tell us how you really feel.
He'll smile and he'll put a small device next to his computer. When his computer logs on, you'll see the fact it's just like a screensaver of a swirling vortex. Like there's no key, there's no icons, there's nothing else, and you just assume that it's in standby mode. He'll then take out a small. It looks like a phone, but it's basically what a smartphone would look like if it was perfectly square as opposed to triangular. And he'll push a button, and about 8 feet tall, a figure will emerge and will be standing on the top of the phone proper. But it's very much. With the exception of Kim, because I don't think Kim has. I take it that both of you have seen Star Wars.
Yes.
Marcus, you there?
I have seen Star Wars.
You know how in Star Wars, when they have a hologram, it's like a shimmery, translucent image of someone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Essentially, that will be standing in the center of this square smartphone-looking device. It's wearing much the same clothes as Iscariot is, though the face is different. Still dressed in kind of an emo punk style, but as I said, very clearly not Iscariot. He will look at all three of you and he'll bow and he'll say, "Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eidolon. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Okay, I'm definitely going around the twist.
How may I help you, Mr. Kinrowan?
Kenny, why does everyone think I'm my cousin?
Oh, sorry, no, he will have said the right name. He won't have gotten it wrong. How can I help, Mr. Kilkenny?
You like some sort of font of knowledge or whatever?
No, sir. I'm a perfectly integrated virtual AI. I know many things, but I would not consider myself a font of knowledge.
All right, Ed. Let me ask you a question. Very simple. All right. So, what's a void creature, and how do you smoke it?
A void creature, one would assume, sir, is a creature from the void, but I wouldn't recommend smoking it.
I mean, how do you take it out, rub it out, whatever you want to call it?
Postulating. In theory, sir, if one was to, and I quote you directly, smoke out such a creature, if it is indeed a creature of the void being the expanse beyond, being the expanse that is without, being the expanse beyond light, being the expanse that is between. Surely the nature of that creature could not exist in a place that was. So you would simply have to remove its connection to a place that was, so it would revert to a place that is not.
Well, I'm looking into that. It's got a few tethers. Is what's keeping it here. And what I need to do is nick a few of them to change the game a little bit. And I was wondering if there was a way, if it did show up, to help me do battle with it.
An interesting premise, sir. Sorry, we're just going to let Solon intro. Solon, we are once again at the renovated Griffin Club, or as it is called now, the Arabian Night, or the... I'm just going to call it the Arabian Nights, because fuck it, why not? There's one person seated at the table who you don't know. He appears to be he's dressed in like a long black trench coat. He's got a number of Gothic crosses on his person. He's got one hanging around his neck, and he's got one in each ear. He has blue hair that's slicked over to the side, and half his head is shaved. He looks to be maybe his early 20s-ish. And on the table, there is a really, really weird-looking computer. It's like a laptop on steroids. And no one else will be paying any attention to this as you enter, except the player characters. Next to it, there is a device that looks like a square smartphone, and standing on top of which there is a holographic projection of what appears to be another kind of gothic/emo kid who is talking to Marcus in a kind of he looks like a Star Wars style hologram, if that makes sense.
So lots of high tech.
Mm-hmm.
Also, by the way, this place may be called Agrabah Nights, but I will always refer to it as the site of my character's first, last, and only heart attack.
So far.
Yes. He's going to walk in, take a look around. He'll recognize Liam and Lord Belmont.
Oh my god.
He's not calling him that, don't worry.
He hates that.
He's not calling him that. He's too polite for that. He'll head over. So just to clarify, it's Liam, Belmont, Black Dog, and our host, I assume, is there also your character?
Oh, no, for the record, not my character anymore. We had a talk. But there is the Teftani is not there. There is the kid, as I said, the kid with blue hair who's kind of just kicking it on a gigantic pillow. Who's with them, but you have no idea who it is.
Okay, he'll just go over and just kind of get to within Liam's line of sight and just nod slightly. Doesn't want to disrupt the group.
Coinkadinkally, this is always a fun question. Oh, who here has their spirit medallions? Yay!
I do.
I do.
And
What's
I have a
up
time
with
site.
the medallion?
Oh, this is gonna fucking freak with Zach so badly.
If you're gonna say what I think you're gonna say, it's probably not gonna freak him out. He'd probably just be like, huh, okay.
Well, I think you've already know it because I think you've met this particular thing before. For both of you, the holographic image has a soul.
Nope, that's a little different.
I love that reaction. But yes, for those of you who can see it, it has a spiritual presence that looks very similar to an ordinary unawakened soul. But yeah, sorry. Finlay was attempting to get Liam's attention, so continue on with that.
No. It literally was just kind of a, oh, hey, I'm here, not saying anything. I'm just watching and listening. This seemed interesting.
Liam will take a big hit from the hookah hose. Hold it for a few seconds. Look over at Liam, or look over at Finlay, exhale, and kind of wave at him. It could be either interpreted as just a wave or a wave over. And he
Well,
is...
he walked over to you anyways. He's just, like I said, being quiet.
Ah, okay.
The tiny figure on the tablet will turn and look up at Finlay, and he will say, "Question: does Finlay have a criminal record? In any way?"
No, he really doesn't. He's good about that.
He will. Sorry, you'll see the kid with blue hair turn to look at you, and he'll kind of quirk his head to the side. And he'll say, "So, who are you?"
He just kind of looks over at Liam, looks back over at the... Wait, is the hologram or the kid asking him?
Kid.
Just looks over at the kid. Finley. Verbena.
He'll kind of look down at the hologram. He will say, "Searching, searching. Mr. Finlay Weiss, chartered accountant," and he will give your address, your date of birth, and the hospital you were born in.
All of which is a matter of public record. He's like, good Google skills.
The hologram will smile and bow, and he'll say, "We do one's best, sir. I'm led to understand that my Google foo is indeed incredible."
You kind of looks at the equipment, looks at the kid. So, is that a communications device, or
This is Eidolon. He kind of looks down and he says, "Do you want to do your introduction or am I doing your introduction?" Eidolon will shrug and he will say, "I am a perfectly integrated virtual reality service, sir, or as you would refer to me, an AI."
cool?
Zach is just kind of looking at the quote-unquote AI. I don't want to say closely, but it is very clear that he's taken an interest in it.
"Is there some way I can help you, Father Belmont?" For the record, I am going to give them different accents so you can tell when I'm talking which, because it's just easier.
Yeah.
But,
No, I suppose you cannot. My apologies. You are very curious.
one must do one's best to be interesting, sir.
Please, there is no need to call me sir.
Father, then, if you would prefer. I shall change your designation immediately.
Zach or Zachariah?
Iscariot kind of smiles and he says, "Do forgive me, Mr. Weiss. I'm somewhat sketchy around new people. My name is, well, people call me Iscariot. Nice to meet you."
I think I read about you a couple times in the papers.
As I said to them earlier, he is an incredibly highly wanted cyber terrorist and vigilante who makes Anonymous look bad at their jobs.
Yep.
He's famous for, he does incredibly weird things like steals millions from corporate accounts just to give it to orphanages and sick children. He's that kind of weird.
Lovely.
At this point, he's currently playing with a yo-yo. And when I call him a kid, as I say, he's in his kind of early 20s. Or he appears to be in his early 20s. "So, I've been out of the city for some time, attempting to do a bit of soul searching, ever since what I can only describe as my fuck buddy turned out to be a technocratic infiltrator. That was a fun Tuesday."
Sorry, that's me. I'll mute.
"So, what's been going on here in my absence?"
Crazy Hermetic tried to stop time. He's dead. Blood Plague was tried to unleash on the city. It's gone for now. Oh yeah, there's a new gauntlet forming between us and the moon.
Huh.
The water in the city will kill your magic if you drink it.
Who drinks tap water nowadays? Legitimately.
Yeah, I know some people have filters on their taps, but I doubt it's going to stop it. I mean, those are the major highlights. Oh, and the Archbishop got attacked by a Nefandi.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. Did that about
Why-
cover the highlights?
Why is it the city can't have an off day? Like, can we just declare that we're sick and the universe should stop fucking with us for that given Tuesday?
No.
I mean, we could try.
It would be nice if that happened, but I doubt it will.
You asked a question, by the way, Mr. Kilkenny, that I might be able to answer.
All right, Ed.
Well, I think about things in the way that you think about a program. I think about all the universe as a program, as a matter of fact. Everything has a causality, everything has a reason, and thus it is that everything has a process. You want to learn how to fight the void, or rather fight this entity that is of the void. Well, if I were you, I'd think about it like this. What is the antithesis of darkness?
I don't know.
What's the opposite of black?
White.
There we go. You're learning. So my question is, if you want to defeat something that is made of nothing, or rather is made of darkness, that place in between stars and all that good stuff, I'd say bring it into the light.
Fight void with creation.
An interesting supposition. Thanks.
Well, if I had to think about it, I think that if it is indeed he kind of looks down at Eidolon and he kind of postulates. He says, being from the netherworld, Eidolon will say, in a manner of the universe being infinite, it is a thing from outside of the infinite space that is the universe, sir. Oh, well, okay, that's not complicated at all. But I think that probably being here is the antithesis to it. So the longer it's kept outside, the longer it's forced to be here, I'd assume the more poisonous our plane of existence is to it. Because we are creation, it's not. So you get how that would be A equals B?
Well, my idea was, like I said, was to nick some of its things that's keeping it here, places it can hide.
I wonder if these are like fucking Horcruxes in the sense you can nick one, smash it up, and no one's the wiser. Or if you destroy it, does it feel like you cut its dick off with some kind of lightsaber? It's one or the other.
Well, my plan wasn't to do that. It was to make it unusable. Here's my supposition.
No.
If there was something, what was built? What was built to destroy? What was built to unmake anything? You get me? It could break it. If there was something there, it can make it not there.
What exactly do you think such a thing would be, though?
I'm supposing. And if I could get my little hands on something like that, maybe I could be using the weapon against it. Because there ain't a whole lot of light that you're talking about handy.
You don't. He will casually say, but he'll reach down and he'll take a sip of his drink. But before he does, he'll point at Belmont and he'll say, "But he does. He's got a vast supply of it."
Troy, that might be true, my China, but I don't.
Wait,
Ergo, I was going to use something I had handy.
guys, I lost track of the conversation. Like, dude was mentioned. What's up? What does he have a lot of?
Belmont's got a lot of light.
Oh.
And light's how you defeat the darkness.
Okay. So, okay. I just wanted to know what was going on. I'm sorry. I lost track. Thank you.
Coincidentally, Iscariot has now busied himself playing with your raven.
Okay. He doesn't mind. Yeah.
He is giving the raven the most vital of familiar pleasures.
It's not like Zach doesn't give this dude a lot of scritches anyway.
It's true. He likes other people giving him scritches too, though.
Yeah, that's fun.
Seeing as how I can track this thing, I think I can track its things too. So that was my plan.
You'll see Eidolon kind of quirk his head to the side and he'll say, "Sir, I'm monitoring some interesting traffic from Spearhead. Would you be interested in hearing?" Iscariot he'll look up from the bird and he'll kind of quirk his head and he'll say, "Father Belmont, what is the bird's name?"
Pax. Which for those of you who speak Latin is peace in Latin. The raven is just named fucking Peace.
He'll say, "Does that mean you have another one named Romanus?"
No, I only have Pax.
He'll then look down and he'll say, "Go on, Eidolon. What is it? I need to come up with Iscariot's voice. What does he sound like?"
So, what is Spearhead?
The Eidolon will very casually turn to him and he'll say, "Spearhead PLC. PMC, private military company. They were hired on in order to help the beleaguered Dublin police force during the Jack Half-a-Smile incident, and have still been retained in order to help the Garda Síochána in the maintaining of peace and security throughout Dublin. However, due to research that has been done by myself and Iscariot, we have discovered that they are in fact a shill corporation, a different face for the New World Order."
Thank you.
And according to the press releases, they're involved in hunting you guys.
Well, yeah, of course. But then again, they're always one step behind me. That's Iscariot's voice. So it's necessarily not a matter of them chasing me. It's more a matter of me leaving them breadcrumbs so they can dance along to the Pied Piper's tune. You get what I mean, Mr. Weiss?
Seems a bit dangerous, but your business.
I tend to find a life that lacks adventure is a life that's not worth living.
Finley has way too much fucking adventure on his plate right now. Damn it.
Eidolon will he'll kind of quirk his head to the side and he'll say, playing recording from Spearhead Public Frequency, recorded 6 minutes ago. Spearhead Command, this is Unit 3271 on patrol in North Haverbrook. We would like to inform you that we have discovered possible instance of reality deviant activity of reality deviancy activity, and we are reporting it in. Do you wish us to take any further action? Please hold unit number 372 and wait for advisements. We are preparing to send a larger expeditionary force in order to investigate possible reality deviancy in your sector.
Anybody
An
know what's over
expeditionary force? The fuck are we?
there? Anybody know what's over there?
Well, in theory, we are over there, and we are the ones that are coming after.
Is that the neighborhood we're in?
No. It's in the Iscariot was saying no. It's in the suburbs, I think. So no, we're not necessarily anywhere near it. But I don't know. That is unusual. I don't know anyone who lives there. Also, it must have been something pretty powerful for Tweedledee and Tweedledum, also known as the soulless minions of orthodoxy, to find it. So,
Owen gets up and starts walking. I'm gonna go see what it is.
How far? He's gonna look over at Eidolon. How far away is there from here?
It is approximately 27 miles, sir.
You know, there might be a smarter thing to do, but I don't know if this place is worded. I'd probably want to ask the host permission or something before trying it.
It's not wood. It's not worded, for the record. Hi, Virtual Adept. We're kind of the seat of that, I think. Out of character, yes. I think Virtual Adepts are the seat of correspondence now, aren't they?
Yes.
Because the Ollie McCain dropped the ball.
Just
they were
say
too
that
busy.
to some people.
They were too busy sucking dick and hunting Nefandi, though there was a lot more dick. Evan does not like the Ali Batine. Anyway, can't use entropy, motherfuckers. Moving on. Iscariot will say, well, that would depend, Mr. Weiss. What is it exactly you wanted to do?
He kind of reaches into his pocket, pulls out a small hand mirror. Thinking about taking a look, but I'd rather not send up a ping that we're even looking. To be fair, the last time I tried doing this, the mirror started bleeding black gunk, and it melted a hole in my floor. Probably not the best idea.
Hey, Black Dog, let me phrase this in a way that is circuitous. You want to go to the bathroom with me?
Oh, you worried about the kickback, are you?
Not really, but in all honesty, if I do it here in front of weird, mundane people, it might end sadly for everyone involved.
I mean, if you're offering to do all the heavy lifting, I'll take a ride.
Cool. Hey guys, you know what they say about a journey of 1,000 miles? Well, how about a journey of 27?
It's amazing what can happen when friends have a good time.
I mean, if you think about it like this, we're not all passed out drunk at a frat party for one great old field fest, but we'll give it a go.
I'm confused. You're suggesting that we go... Well, of course you are.
Hi. I'm the seat of... my people are the seat of getting you from here to there.
No, I got that portion. I understand the concept of teleportation.
No one just goes to the
Flipping and
bathroom.
sliding.
Okay. Hey, Eidolon, do you have the coordinates? Locked and ready to your wrist, computer, sir. This is why I love you. I know. He will scoop Eidolon's little pad up and put it in his pocket. He'll throw his computer into his backpack, and we will make our way into the bathroom. Who here is going? Adventures!
Not I.
Zach will go. It's gonna feel awkward about going into the bathroom with a bunch of people and saying weird innuendos, but he's gonna go because he's like, people need help.
A large amount of umbral energy has been released from the area in question, sir. Huge spiritual build-up. Well, that's something I really wanted to know. Oh dear, this is all going to go slightly sideways.
Probably found one of the vessels.
Oh no. We should scramble.
You know who would probably want to go? He's probably not here. Never mind. I keep forgetting, not your character. Sorry.
No, it's Scary. It's actually my character.
I know.
I like
that's what I'm
Scary.
saying. I keep forgetting.
It's cool. Don't worry about it. He'll kind of poke his head out of the bathroom and he'll say, "Come on, Finley, adventures or event Charmanders."
Yeah, fine. He'll go with.
If it helps, if you hadn't done, tomorrow your Facebook page would have been nothing but My Little Ponies.
Shrug.
But now.
And we lost him.
No!
There he goes.
And away we go. Into the bathroom. A group, a cadre, a traveling...
Except one of you this season.
What was that, sorry?
I said, except one of you this season.
For now, you are no longer the Pinkie Pie of defeat. You are the Applejack of determination.
Uh-huh.
Yup.
Owen gets to the bathroom and he checks his pistols.
Your pistols are fine.
Okay.
As you get into the bathroom, you see Iscariot fiddling with something on his wrist until he punches a button and he points his arm at one of the stalls and he just says, you start to see the back of the men's room stall physically start to churn and writhe as if it's a digitized, like true Matrix style. As he'll say, "Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your hands and feet inside the portal at all times. Iscariot Air does not take responsibility for loss of personal property in transition."
Not my first time on a quantum slide, won't be my last.
Finley staying near Liam. Liam kept him alive last time.
Okay. As they step through the portal, there will be a snap hiss as it closes behind them, and you will find yourself in a backyard of a suburban house. You will see a child swing set, and balls! You're standing in what I can only describe as the sandbox, and it's a sandbox that apparently the local cats have decided, well, this is our litter box now.
Happens.
I like views.
Iscariot will kind of kick the sand off his boots as he says, "Congratulations, Eidolon. You had to make us land in the only P that could physically be landed in a 2-kilometer radius. Well done. That is at least 10 points to Hufflepuff."
And just
Okay.
at that reference, Liam's just kind of like side-eye.
For those of you who have spirit sight currently activated, the local gauntlet beyond the local gauntlet is literally a howling maelstrom, like what would happen, or it looks as if the sky of the umbral world is churning in a tumult, as if a great storm has brewed and is currently lashing that side of the world.
So, based off of the new lores I have learned, Does this look like Sandstorm?
No, it doesn't look like a sandstorm. It doesn't seem indicative of Jinn, really.
Okay.
Could be indicative of a really badly worded wish, though.
That's entirely possible.
Is there some lore I could roll to kind of figure out what's going on?
What lures do you possess? Because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Let me go look because I haven't updated my personal sheet, but I've got.
So I have Hermes 3, Spirit 2, High Umbra 1,
Damn you.
and then I also have. So Spirit is actually 3, Jinn 3, Taftani 2.
Would it be possible to... Sorry, go ahead.
I've got Mage 3, Chorus 3, Jinn 3, Demon 2, Umbra, High Umbra 2, Disparate Alliance 2, Spirit 2, Taftani 2.
I have just one question. Can I specifically roll Spirit to try and be aware of what kind of power you would need to generate this?
Yes, you can roll a spirit check. And Kim.
Oh, I don't have Spirit sight up. Never mind. Damn it.
Okay, hi Kim.
Hello.
You want to roll a demon lore?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah. Why'd you make me come with? I mean, you didn't, but...
Aww, only 2 successes.
Kim.
Yes.
Kim.
Evan.
Kim.
Evan.
Whoa.
How to explain? You will start to see the Umbra, and this is what gives you the clue with the demon lore, start to weep. The walls between the world crying tears, bitter tears, as you see something dark claw its way down from the swirling tumult, and then like a black beam, a spear of dark ebony strikes the ground somewhere within the vicinity. Kim, oh dear, that was a demonic soul, and it's just gone somewhere.
Gone away from here, or... Not that I know anything about this, but...
Gone to the earth.
Oh no, that's an earth. So he's just well, his rosary is now in his hand as he kind of mutters a quiet prayer. It's more of a please fucking help me kind of thing. And then he'll just it's very clear little priesty boy is fucking stunned and maybe ever so slightly scared.
Do we feel anything with awareness and not having spirit sight up?
Yeah, if people want to roll me perception awareness.
Doing it.
And as that's being as that is being rolled, he'll just kind of looks.
Kim, Kim and Liam, the Umbra is bleeding black blood.
Yeah, he'll look towards the rest of the group and he'll just kind of quietly say,
Sidekick's not working.
"Give it a little bit. It takes some time.
Okay.
If not, we do have a rolls room.
So, can somebody drop that in side chat for me? But
sorry, how many successes do you have on your perception awareness?
We don't yet. It hasn't shown up. I'm gonna have to roll it and roll.
Yeah, that's odd. It says sidekick is offline, which is not supposed to happen. But give me a moment. I'll grab the rolls room.
it might be maintenance night.
It's in side chat.
I'm there, but how do I? What's the command here? Oh, never mind. Slash. Oh, okay.
It's hashtag the dice you want, F the number.
I got one success. If it's diff 6.
Okay. There's only one way I can phrase it in this case.
All right, so I'm looking.
Just give me a moment. For Solon. Sweet. It's like an everything about this place seems wrong. Like you feel a chill down, and you feel like oh dear, why am I walking through? Why am I walking through a the valley of death, and I'm here?
Where is that echo coming from?
No idea.
I think you're self-echoing.
No,
Marcus.
Well, okay, thank you. Continuing. But everything feels. Oh God.
Ew.
So, yeah. Zach's just gonna look towards the group and just kind of very quietly say, "It seems we are in the presence, or were in the presence of demons, or perhaps just a demon."
Oh, wonderful.
The Umbra seems to be bleeding or crying.
What? Oh, hold on a second. Making that spirit sight roll.
Well, I figured that was going to happen at some point.
Actually,
So I got 1 on the perception awareness, but I have spirit sight active.
How many sites can you have active again? 3 without penalties?
You can have any effects. You can have 3 effects without.
I
You
thought
can have 2. Okay, you can have 2 effects without penalty. After that, it starts raising the difficulty by cumulative +1 per effect. After that.
Right.
Okay, I was
So
going to...
Specifically, visions. If you have multiple up, there's issues. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
I have a Mind Shield active, I have Correspondence Sight, and I have Prime Sight active. And then I've got the earring or necklace, which gives me Spirit Sight, which isn't a hanging effect that I have cast.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do...
That is an effect on a trinket or an item.
I'm just trying to do what we had, what we did in the other scene, where he basically he only has 1 active at any given time, but he has 3 of them prepared. But I can go with 2 if that's preferred, or 1 if that's what's legal. I don't care.
It's you can have up to 2 active. You can have 2 active, and but basically, as I say, after that, it starts to raise the difficulty by cumulative +1.
Okay, I'll roll it. Diff 3, right?
Yes.
I'm actually kind of curious. He's going to throw up Prime Sight and see what happens. Yep, 1 server is unavailable due to temporary outage. So, yes, that will be back.
3 successes. That should be enough.
Okay. Yep, you will see the spirit, the Umbra, as I have described. However, as you're the only one who has active spirit sight up, as you look around, your character looked into... Oh, no, you didn't use that specific sight. Okay.
I was turning on Spirit. I was turning on Spirit, Prime, and I think I was going to go with Mind.
Okay, just so I can tell you, because you're the only one who's actually activated Spirit Sight and is not using a proxy of it via a talisman that does not show this. As you look around, you will see everything I've described to you in terms of what the Umbra looks like in this place. You will also see the fact that when you look at Owen, you will notice the fact that his aura is flecked with black, is flecked with green and black lightning. And also you will see marks on his neck, chest, and body glow with a sickly, putrescent, eerie green light.
Huh.
If you would like to make me an intellect spirit lore check.
Yay. Diff.
Standard? Yeah, standard diff.
Okay. And analytical would apply, right?
Yes.
Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
That, sir, is some fine quality corruption. His soul has been altered, tampered with. He has accepted the mark of darkness into his existence.
Huh. Just looks over. Okay, so when he activates the ability, he's pretty much just, for anyone who hasn't seen it before, he kind of just makes kind of he mutters something under his breath and makes kind of a rollover motion with his hands. There's probably no visual effect attached to this. It's just like a little mantra. And then as he looks around, he just kind of looks over at Owen, blinks, raises an eyebrow, and continues looking at the Umbra.
Okay, then. So, what do you guys do? You were standing in the back garden of a house.
I've got Prime Sight. Anything Wuji up with that?
Nope.
Not overly at the moment, no.
What about Mind Sight? Anyone that we can't see? Anyone like getting ready to shoot us from a rooftop with an eyesight or anything?
No, not overly.
Yay.
You will, however, hear screaming off in the distance some sirens.
In the direction of the stuff that was mentioned earlier?
Yes.
Lovely.
And away we go.
Hey, Liam, need a top off?
I'm
Are you
good.
Okay, you're good.
All right. You will proceed to leave the garden via a gate that connects it to the front lawn and then out onto the street. Are you guys walking or running?
I am skating quickly.
I'm
Not
walking.
Okay,
magically.
that is one skating.
One walking. Yeah, I guess. Can I keep up with... No. With my strength, I can probably not keep up with a jog.
Can I take a moment to... Evan?
Yeah, what effect do you want to kick up?
Derp. Let's
Yeah,
stream.
by all means, roll them Ds. I will continue to narrate. I will just assume you did it whilst other people were doing some effects in the back garden of the house. As I've said, you will start to hear a very interesting sound. Have any of you heard bones being crushed by a maw before?
Yes.
Zach probably heard it. Unfortunately.
You will see a huge armored form with 4 arms that hasn't turned over the police car, but has torn the door from its has torn the door off its hinges. Its large, almost mouth is affixed around the throat of a police officer as it casually snaps it, as if it were made of twigs and bark and brittle and death. as in one of its other arms, it has the other police officer who is clawing at its hand, who's clawing at its wrist with its hands, before there is another very casual flick of its wrist, and the body goes entirely limp. It will then turn and look at you with dazzling green eyes, incredibly bright green eyes, before it will casually drop the police officer from its jagged maw and drop the other policeman from its hands. As it walks towards you, it'll put its arms behind its back. It still has a vaguely humanoid form. Actually, the way I'll describe this is if any of you have ever played Warhammer Fantasy, essentially think about it like you would think about a Keeper of Secrets. So the forearm, completely hermaphroditic, except more plated and bone. Until, as it takes a step, you will see it visibly change. It will become much shorter than you are, actually. And the bones will crack and change until they form into the form of a perfectly normal 10-year-old child who will look at you with those same incredibly bright, incredibly intelligent green eyes. For those of you who can see its spirit, ho Nelly. For those of you who can see its prime, ho Nelly.
And those of us who can see its mind don't want to.
Well, no, those of you who can see its mind can't.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Demons are entirely immune to mind effects.
Oh man. I don't want to say this, but Zach would totally do this. Why the fuck did I do this? So fireball, you know? Yep.
Oh lordy.
Must we be so horribly dramatic? This is our first meeting after all, and I have traveled such a great way to meet you.
Okay, Evan, as he's doing his little montage talking, can I start charging up a fireball?
Yes.
Probably not going to go very well for me, but Zach is...
For thematic effect, just for the hell of it, because I did say I was walking. Was everyone else moving quickly, or I was hoping I didn't see it until it turned into the kid.
Oh, you can do that because it's fun.
Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna look at he's like, oh, it's a kid. Looks at the spirit side. Oh no.
Now then, dear father, surely you don't need to be doing that.
Doesn't say anything.
Does Padre keep praying?
He's not... Okay, it's not exactly praying. He's taken his rosary out. Probably mentioned with spirit sided the rosary. Actually, what would his rosary look like with spirit sight? Evin.
Oh, his soul is in there.
Yes.
His avatar and his soul are physically in his rosary beads. They're not in his body.
Oh, well, that's fun and exciting.
Yay.
That flow, though. But no, he's just kind of... He has his rosary in one hand, and he's just kind of rubbing his thumb across the cross.
Now, Padre, I'll give you a warning. I can leave this body. This child can go back to being a child. If you blast me, well then, I won't be held responsible for the child's physical form.
Why you gotta do that to his balls, though? Why you gotta grip him that tight? So he stops the effect.
Wonderful. Where are my manners? Then again, giving you my name would be somewhat problematic. So I'll give you the name that I'm known as to the je ne sais quoi, to the unenlightened masses. You may call me Faust. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Can I roll demon lore on that? Okay.
You can roll hermetic lore on that too.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
Just fuck the hermetics. Actually, could I roll both Celestial Chorus and Demon Lore on that?
Not really, because Celestial Chorus, a demon is a demon. But there's a reason Marcus wants to give somebody the role of Hermetic Lord, because Faust exists in Hermetic principles.
Yup. So for hermetic lore, I've got 4.
I've got 3 successes with Demon Lore.
Faust is, well, the being known as Faust. That's not obviously his demonic true name. He is an incredibly powerful ancient demon who is considered very, very. He's very much intricately connected with contracts and deals. He is the he is the concept. When people think of Lucifer, they're actually modern day people who contemplate Lucifer. They're wrong. They're actually contemplating Faust, the devil who makes deals.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 6 successes on my hermetic lore.
What was that? Sorry, Austin.
I have 6 successes on my hermetic lore.
Okay, because I'm probably going to have Marcus correct me on this, because I'm actually not too big on Hermetic lore, but I think, Marcus, wasn't it Faust who practically led House Vitalis down the garden path?
Yep.
Yep. Basically, this guy made a deal with members of House Titalis, and some hilarious infernal shit kicked off. He almost got the entire house wiped out of existence because they made really bad deals with him.
Oh, that guy.
That's why nobody likes House Titalis.
Shush you.
Okay, everyone except for Marcus, apparently.
Now then, he will very casually kind of hop up onto a wall, and he will say, "Now then, shall we sit and have conversations like civilized people?" Oh, and Padre, before you do anything else, contemplate this and remember my words well. The only reason why I could take little Timothy's soul, the body in which I currently reside, is because his parents sold it to me on the day of his birth, in exchange for happiness and riches and all of the above.
Zach's not having a good day. You should have stayed at the house. Zach looks pissed.
Finley just kind of looks at the creature for a second, digests that, and just kind of clears his throat. Just to be clear, you haven't said whether or not you will actually depart the boy's body and leave it intact. You've merely listed that as a possibility.
Yes.
So, in fact, at the end of this conversation, you could still choose to simply do whatever you wanted.
That is exactly
That's your supposition.
Just wanted to make sure everyone else is clear with that.
So Liam's gonna look over at Zach. Padre, how you feeling? Mahogany? Teak? African cork?
Ash. That was out of character.
Okay. Oh, see, Zach's got wits and intelligence 5. Kim does not. The fuck? I don't understand the whole.
He made a pop culture reference.
Oh, in that case, he probably wouldn't get it. This dude's like 90. So he'll just kind of look over and he'll say, "I do not understand the reference you were trying to make."
I'll nod. He'll look over at Owen. How you feeling?
Yeah, well,
Sporting a little?
sporting a little. Well, now here's the thing. It's very bad. It's a little worse than you think it is. He's here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now then, shall we talk and allow me to discuss the reason that I'm here, or shall we continue with these vagatories and pleasantries?
No one wants to be that guy who talks to Faust.
All right, let's go.
Yes, let's do speak your mind.
Oh, thank you, Padre. I had intended to.
Mm.
If it helps, he'll smile and he'll say, if it helps, the smell of your defiance for that brief moment, that perfume was sweet.
I do not have all day if you wish to carry on with the conversation.
Well, more so the fact that myself and my ilk have become aware of exactly the danger that lurks within Dublin's fair city. We have heard that the end is nigh. As a matter of fact, even we who were here when the world was made, who were the right hand of God himself, we cannot see beyond the 16th of next month. It is as if fate ceases on that day. We don't necessarily like that very much.
Oh, see, we saying the 16th of February?
Yes.
Okay.
Wouldn't be the first time I faced down a timetable. Won't be the last.
Well, so you understand the nature of the thing that haunts this city, that hunts in the night. I'm so pleased.
Which one?
Now, Mr. Kilkenny. You might already be promised and have to dance in another person's hell, but then again, please don't take me for an idiot.
Finley does not look at all surprised to hear that.
Oh, there is an outsider amongst you, quite literally, in fact. These beings that were old even when our father smote the world into being upon his anvil, or spoke it into being with his word, whatever it is you care to describe it as. Needless to say, though, you must remember, Earth is ours. One way or the other, regardless how long it will take, it will be ours. We will not brook any delay or any complication to our grand plan. However, unfortunately, because they are outside of the purview of his will, we cannot directly affect them. However, you can. So, we are here to arm you, to give you the tools that you require to smite down this enemy. Aren't we generous?
No.
No? Why do you say that, Liam Murphy? I'm sorry, I'm going to sneeze. 1 second. Thank you.
And he'll just kind of cross his arms, and he will take a nice long drag of his e-cig, hold it in. Devils in the unspoken details. And then he will blow out. He says that with his lungs, barely exhaling, and then he will blow the smoke onto the ground. And just kind of cross his eyes and look over at Faust.
Cross your arms, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
No, he'll cross his eyes too, because shenanigans.
Yes, I had thought that you little Bonasagus would have issue considering the silly, silly deals that your brethren made me. You know their souls are still a sweetmeat, but then again, we're getting beyond ourselves. I'm here to help you avoid the end of the world, and you're really going to sit there and argue with me about bric-a-brac or the price.
He'll look over at Owen. Any responses?
Are we negotiating then? Because if we start negotiating, that's when his superpower turns on.
I don't know about you, but I don't really plan on dealing.
Look over at Padre.
He's not saying anything, but he doesn't look very happy.
What are your thoughts?
I mean,
My thoughts are simple. That is a demon and a rather unpleasant one.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but he wasn't always a demon now, was he?
No.
But he is now. Or it is. I don't know if they even have gender.
I am a he, for the record, Mr. Weiss. But then again, I'm also not one step up from an ambulance chaser. I don't launder the money of those people who murder, rape, steal, destroy lives for it, and then go home and sleep at night thinking I've done a good day's work. No, those are your sins, Mr. Weiss.
He doesn't seem phased.
I heard him say your mama. Taking Marcus's words there.
You lot have been paying attention, especially to what old Eidolon said earlier.
Oh yeah, there's a strike team somewhere around here.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. They said the only way to do battle with what we got to do battle with is to have what?
A little bit more light.
And do remember, at no point did he say these weapons would be demonic in any way, shape, or form. He just said that they would be weapons. Bear in mind, the other thing he said. This is their world, no matter what. Which means they don't want the world to end either. Yet they cannot act against their enemy in this particular. So the people actually making the deal would be you. I'd be careful how I worded it though.
You are indeed correct. There was one time when our wings were not exactly so black, and when it was that we stood in the highest of the high of his glories. But then, hypocrisy, hypocrites, c'est la vie.
And you can no longer wield those
Look
weapons.
back over it, Padre.
Even the blackest heart once beat red.
Yes. And so it was, when the clarion calls sounded and the morning star rose, did we answer? Because we had... That is not important. What is important is your friend is indeed right. The weapon I can give you, we cannot use any longer. However, you can.
But a deal is still a deal, isn't it?
If you know anything about me, you know that I'm a man who sticks to, you'll know that I'm a being who sticks to my agreements.
To the letter, if not a spirit, in it.
Just out of curiosity, How recently did that host's parents die? He has kind of a smirk on his face.
Oh, they're still alive.
Really?
Quite alive, yes. I gave them everything that they wished for in their deal, their little agreement. And now it is that I wear their son's skin. Oh, you're wondering where the horrible coincidence or the horrible adage to my deal was. And the answer was, in all honesty, there wasn't one. I knew that I would need this body to be here tonight to make this agreement. Time is not linear to us, you see. So it is I gave them a cherry pick just so I could wear little Timothy.
Look back at Padre.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So,
Wait a minute. That's interesting. You said time ain't the same for you it is for us. Which means that no matter how you look at it, you can't see past the 16th, innit?
Ding, 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 we have a winner.
Let me paint a picture for you all. In this particular instance, this is the only time ever. Really? It's that bad, is it? So this is the only time this can happen. And I emphasize time, which is why they showed up when they did. You can ask what the weapon is without asking for the weapon.
Well, then why don't you?
in case you haven't picked up on it, the other three people at the table here aren't in the habit of dealing with people like him. You,
Oh,
on
they
the other
are.
hand, seem quite familiar with it. So, if you'd like to go for twofers,
I mean, you say that, but an entire house of his order nearly sold me their souls. He'll
I'm
say,
talking about the individuals at the table, not our entire groups.
Right. Noted. Not my house.
So what are the terms then? Little do you all know that I can't make this deal.
No, we picked up on that.
the terms are rather simple. We will provide you with a weapon that is capable of slaying or banishing the darkness. In exchange, you will do so. Simple.
Question, just out of curiosity. You said you can't see past the 16th. You can't see anything at all or anything of your kind? Simple blankness?
There is nothing beyond it.
All right.
Here's a question. That's if one of us take up said weapon and we use it, would we not be defiling such an angelic weapon? And if doing so, would that not corrupt it so that you could use it?
That would depend on if you believe the hand of man to be corrupt.
Never got to church much except for robbing the poor box, but it seems I remember about us being born in sin or somewhat like that.
You were all born with the stain of original sin. Yeah. Well, with some exceptions. Yes.
So, of the assemblage, is any of you going to take this deal? Because if not, he's just going to offer it to someone else.
Not
Looking over back to Padre.
I'm a roll manipulation subterfuge. Mm.
You're going to stay Puff Marshmallow Man us, man.
rolling it against the demon.
That's fine. Why do I do this?
Are you rolling it against the demon?
I'm just no. I'm rolling manipulation subterfuge to hide his
Yeah, but my
emotions.
point is, are you trying to lie to? Oh, to hide his emotions. Okay.
Yeah, he's not trying to lie. He's just trying to hide his emotions because there's a certain fucking hermetic who keeps looking back at him, and now he's like, "Well, I'm thinking I should probably keep my face fucking stony." So you got 3 successes on that.
Rage twitch.
That's fine.
Yeah. So his blank is very stony and
That's fine.
pink.
I'm just waiting from cues from the holy ones.
May I make one more observation before you all make a final decision?
Liam will look over.
Let's suppose for a moment that this void type entity is not the only entity interested in what it's interested in. Let's say, for instance, that there could be others interested in the self-same institution. Let's also say that they have all decided to show up at the same place at the same time to do the same thing, with different people in place to act. Let's suppose for a moment that two groups, let's say there's 3 of them. Let's just pick a random number, 3. And say those 3 types of entities have set in place the people, places, and or things that they need in order to make things happen. Savvy so far? Now, someone just showed up late to the party. Is, again, just supposing. Now, they need someone on the board, but it can't be themselves. Keyword there is need. Carry on.
Hey, Evan. Can I do a thing?
What thing do you want to do?
While the conversation is going on, he's going to take a step back, like as if distancing himself from the conversation. Quietly take out that little hand mirror, and yes, I know it's vulgar. I need to learn better rotes. Or any rotes. And he's going to try scrying for nearby sources of angelic energy, a la what he saw with the Metatron. Not corrupted energy like what he's looking at right now. He's looking for any sources of actual angelic energy.
Okay. You want to roll that effect? I will roll the effect. You will require at least 2 successes to kick it off, and then the more effect, the more you put into effect, the wider the radius it will be to check.
He'll do it as an extended.
You guys have, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Remember, it will add a +1 difficulty for each round you extend, etc.
Pop an AFK for a minute.
Okay.
Evan.
Yes.
Owen just kind of looks around. We're alone here, right? There's no one else, right?
Would you like to make me a perception alertness check?
I've got correspondence, if that helps any.
Oh, it does. It'll drop the difficulty by 1. And eliminate the night sight penalty. Hi, Solon. Did you roll your rote?
Yes, and I got a fit. 1 success, actually. Not enough to kick it off.
Okay. Would you like to continue to cast it?
Unless something happens, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to use correspondence 1 to lower the difficulty of this. I'm going to roll correspondence. How many successes I get to lower the difficulty?
Yep. Do the thing.
Actually, you know what? I can't afford to burn my Quint, and I've already burned willpower. If 1 success isn't enough, he's probably just going to let it fizzle.
It'll fizzle.
Sorry.
So it was difficult. What was the difficulty before I took 2 away from it?
It was going to be difficulty 8 because of night. However, if you took 2 away from it with correspondence, it would eliminate the night penalty, so it would be difficulty 4. Kim, it is the
3
same
successes.
for you. It is difficulty 4.
Oh, in
Sorry,
that
difficult-
case,
Yes, sorry, continue.
I've got 5 successes then.
How many successes did you get?
I got 5. I don't know about Marcus yet.
He got 3. Do either Finlay or Austin wish to roll that effect? Wish to roll perception alertness?
Sure. Is Austin back yet?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Okay. Perk alert. What diff? 7, you said?
Unless you've got a sight up that negates the darkness penalties, it's difficult.
Mind sight, line of sight.
It's not. Mind sight wouldn't do, unfortunately. Do you have correspondence sight?
Not up, no.
Okay, in that case, it's just standard difficulty 8.
Okay. One success.
With 1 success, you're being watched. With 3 successes, you see a figure who is kind of sitting or crouching on top of a roof of a house directly behind you and to the left. With 6 successes, you see a female figure sitting crouched on the rooftop, looking directly down at you, wearing very unusual clothing. She has bright silver hair, and she's looking intently at the conversation.
Who do we know with silver hair? Haha.
You know, Zach's just gonna be, he's gonna be that bitch, and he's just gonna turn around, look at the person, and kind of very politely say, "You have been watching for some time, I'm assuming. Would you care to come closer and become part of this conversation?"
There is a single beat of white wings that will take her into the air.
Zach's kind of people, if that isn't actually an angel.
Oh boy.
She,
Fucking hope.
she will very delicately land on her feet. She's about 6'4", so she's much taller than you are, and you can see the fact that she's now dressed in armor. The wings will immediately disappear as her feet touch the ground, as she will say in Enochian to the fallen who's sitting on the stair, and she will say, "You who were once the singer, and you were once who was one of the highest singers in his chorus. Now you profane the body of a child in mockery of his holy word." You will then respond, "Ah, hypocrite who gets to sit on high and suckle at the proverbial teat of the Almighty. Were you planning to help these were you planning to help these children as they squabble their way, or were you merely willing to watch them be destroyed, the world driven to nothing simply because of his inaction? When did he stop to care? And then she will say, were it not against the accords, I would strike you down here. He will smile. However, you must remember. There are two people here who got that conversation.
There's an eyebrow going real high.
Hey, Liam.
Oh boy.
She's what I think she is, right?
He's gonna just kind of like motion in that, like, he turns like his right shoulder towards you and just kind of waves his arm in this almost shut up, go away, this is bad kind of, just not now.
Okay.
Also, Padre, would you like a perception empathy on Liam?
You know what? Liam's been, looking enough over at him. He might as well kind of do a glance over there, see what's up.
If difficulty is willpower, then difficulty is 6.
Are they doing off willpower? Okay. So just got 2 successes.
Liam may have just had a crisis of faith.
Zach's just gonna walk over to him and set a very comforting hand on his shoulder, if he allows it. Because there's nothing else that Zach can really do at that moment.
I am the warden of this city. She will then say an incredibly long, complicated word like Zalvio Neladat Eliam Nadreas. If any of you had eidetic memory, you would love me at this moment in time.
I got
and
my one. I have eidetic memory.
Yes, but you didn't have it at this moment in time. He will then nod and he will say, no, I respect you, warden. However, I have broken no law. These meat bags are mine. This flesh in which I skulk is mine, given by covenant and signed by codices. You know the rules. You know that I obey.
You just said the wrong thing, mate.
You have no idea what he's saying.
Okay.
They're both speaking in Enochian at one another.
Okay, cool.
Hey, sorry. So, I had to go do a thing real fast. I missed that.
Basically, it's standard posturing of I am the warden of this city. They are mine to defend. And his response was, "Yes, you know I have broken no rules. You cannot chastise me."
Okay.
It was just so you know, Evan. The last part was the part that, if I would have heard it.
What was the? What do you mean? What about the last part? Because I should probably say it to Kim, but I've forgotten what I've said.
He said these meat bags are mine.
Oh yes.
This meat bag is mine.
This meat bag is mine. It is given to me, signed by code and given by codices.
Oh, good. Okay, so singular. Gotcha. Not talking about us.
He did. He said these.
That was an Evan OOC mistake from what he's saying.
Okay.
No, when he said these, he was gesturing at the ones he killed and the one that he's currently occupying.
Roger.
But he will. You could cut the tension between both of them with a knife. As a matter of fact, quicker than Quicksilver, almost quicker than the eye can perceive, you will see the angelic being draw the sword from her waist. You will see the pommel of it flash as if it was the sun at midday, as if a star itself had been trapped in the hilt, and she will bring it swinging and careening around her head until it will stop a millimeter from him. And she will say, I only need one excuse, Faust, and I will rend you asunder and send you back to the pit in his holy name. And he will smile. He will say, Ah, you think that it is so easy. You think that I do not have other meat puppets, other vessels with which to bear my essence. You were always so assured, simply because you walked in the light, whilst we were forced to skulk to the shadow. Pathetic. You are pathetic, Leandrus. You will come to know your futility in time.
Ben just popped in, by the way.
I will get to you a little bit, Ben, as there is no conceivable way for you to be where they are at this moment in time. But if the scene continues past this moment and they go back to a public space, you are free to join us.
That's fine.
Yay.
I'm out of breath just from walking to the front door. I need time to catch my breath anyways.
Deep breaths, friend. Or as deep as you can get them. At that point, she will sheathe the sword and step back, looking very angry, and the two of them will stop talking at one another.
Liam will look around at the mages present, and it will be a, this seems to be above our pay grade.
Well, this is
No,
so
it
much
ain't.
above our pay grade.
It ain't. Actually, it's exactly in our wheelhouse, isn't it?
Oh, I thought that was an OOC comment. My man.
No, the pay grade comment was icy.
Oh, man.
Above our, as a matter of fact, it's exactly our pay grade. As neither one of them can do fuck all.
From the conversation that you've just overheard, you get the distinct impression he can't do anything because he can't touch the weapon. She can't do anything because she hasn't been told to do something.
Neither one of them can do nothing. I mean, they could smite us, but it wouldn't really do them no good. There'd be no world afterwards.
Finley's just going to look at Zachariah and just quietly lean in and say, have you tried prayer?
He just kind of looks over, and his
He's
look,
just looking at you.
his look just kind of denotes, did you just tell the Catholic priest, have you tried prayer? That he doesn't say it, but his face is just clearly, it just kind of very clearly says that.
As in, and he just says, as in, kind of like makes a gesture, a polite gesture, like a revealing the, and just shows, over towards the angel. Does it again.
I mean,
He lifts up a finger. And he'll look towards the angel, Leandrus. Jesus Christ, Ben.
Oh my god.
For somebody who can't see the side chat, you're right.
Yes. He pretty much put Alucard. So have you tried praying to God? Because we all know how well that works, don't we, starving children in Africa?
God damn it.
Ben, I would like to put out, Ben, you get 1 XP. That amuses me. Have an XP.
Yay.
God. So, oh, sorry. Let me regain my composure after that. Zach will kind of look towards the angel, and he'll say in Enochian, what do you suggest we do?
She will look down at you with brilliant golden eyes, and she will say, in English, you must do what he has given. You must use what he has given you, the gift that you have above all others. Beyond that, I cannot answer.
Oh, well then. Okay.
Theologist. According to the Bible, the reason according to the Bible, the reason that Satan rebelled against God was because God granted unto humanity free will.
Yep. I picked that much up from my limited time at Sunday school in a Baptist church.
Yes, Lord.
Okay, you're allowed to be a heathen in every iteration of yourself.
That was fantastic.
I mean, that's fine. I enjoy being a heathen. Well then, free choice. He nods and says, "Thank you for your advice."
You know what? The angel will, Leandris will put her sword back in the scabbard, as I say. She'll kind of move the scabbard around, and she's going to step forward, and she's going to hug Belmont. Like, she's taller than you are, so she wraps one hand behind your head, and she holds you close for a few moments. What is the most comforting smell that Zacharias can think of? What would make him feel comfortable? What would make him feel at home?
Leather.
I fucking Ben. Fuck Christ.
God damn it, Ben.
I can't. Oh my fucking hell. Ben, you have lost your side chat privileges. Honestly, probably his mother's cooking.
All right, in that case, she will smell something akin to freshly baked bread.
Okay.
And she will then lean back and she will kiss him on the forehead. And she will say, above all, know that he loves you. Regardless of the path you take, you stand highest in his grace. At which point you'll hear Faust make some kind of disparaging snorting sound.
Oh no. Zach's gonna do something fucking stupid.
Can anyone talk to this angel or just the priest?
No, she spoke in English earlier.
Asking the angel.
What are you asking them, sorry?
Can anyone talk to the angel, or is it just the priest?
You may speak to me if you wish.
So, we got someone what can give us a weapon, and we got someone what has a key to the highest of planes. Finley, do you remember what Siren said?
Who was that?
Well, you see, we heard from a very good authority that one of the things that keeps beings what ain't supposed to be here is tethers. See, and there's a few tethers here. What's keeping the other bloke here? Now, if one was to either destroy or take to a place he could not go, he would lose said tethers. and much like Eidolon said, would be places in this particular plane of existence. End quote. Now, if only we had access to the upper levels of the universe, a being who could go places that we could not go. Would you know such a being?
You'll hear Faust kind of, once again, he'll laugh very audibly and he'll say, "You don't understand it, do you?"
Stuff usually the angel doesn't get subtext.
I love background voice.
Background voice is best voice. He'll point at Leandros and he'll say, "You think that she can just take them to the place of the Most High? Is that what you think, Mr. Kilkenny? I assure you that's not the case. Unless she's ordered to, she remains at her post as warden of this city. She cannot leave it. She cannot deviate. There is no freedom. There is only order. There is only the obeying of one's commands."
Choices is choices, and anybody can make them.
Any human.
You mean to tell me that you would have her fall to see this through? To disobey, Mr. Kilkenny, is to fall.
Well, she wouldn't be disobeying if she was protecting the city, now would she?
She was not allowed to enter heaven unless given permission to do so. She would be leaving her post, and thus she would fall, breaking her vow. She is here until she is withdrawn to defend the city against threats to our covenant. Unfortunately, this does not fall within the covenant.
Unless she gave somebody special dispensation to enter heaven.
You actually see him stop, and he smiles. And oh, it's a sick thing. The smile is too large for the child's face, and it will say that she could. Now that is something Leandros could do. In the name of he who sits most on high, you could offer any soul absolution and open the gates.
If you were so inclined, or knew someone what was worthy. Not that a soul as black as mine is worthy.
If you want to do that, Solon, that's fine. Sorry, I wasn't reading my Facebook chat.
Yeah, that was a while back. So, I mean, it's up to you. If you just let us know when it can happen, if at all. If not, no biggie. But trying to help then.
You will see Faust smile, and he'll say, he will reach his hand around his head, and there'll be a brief flash of fire. At which point, a business card will appear between his two fingers, and he's not gonna hold it out to anyone, but he's gonna let it drop from between his fingers, and he's going to let it drift onto the ground. Before he'll say, "Simple. If you wish to take my deal, there's a number on the card. Call it, and we'll have another conversation. Now then, I have a question for you, Padre. Are you listening?"
Just looks over at the demon.
"What will you give me for Timothy's soul?"
Okay, here we go.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, he actually. Oh no. The only thing he has to offer is his rosary. Oh. Evan!
And then Kim played Immortal.
Fucking. You hear my table flipping, like. See, the first time I play a nice character, you gotta push it to the edge. Okay. So he'll just with he'll just
If sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
he'll look over to Faust and say, "I am assuming you would want a soul for a soul."
How sweet an offer. However, yes, a soul for soul.
Just to clarify, if you go about that, are you simply letting the boy's soul go, or are you letting his body and soul stay intact?
He can live for all I care. He can be as he was. He can play, skip. I don't care. I will make him as he was. Yeah.
And there would be no damage to him now or forever, until he is to die naturally.
There will be no damage to him now. I cannot promise forever.
How do you know he's got Timmy's soul in? He's got his body.
That's a good question, actually. He looks over towards the angel.
He can only rise. He can only take the body of one to whom his soul has been given in covenant and contract bound.
He can only offer what is within his power or possession.
He didn't offer it. He said, "What would you give for his soul?" He didn't say, "I will give you."
He's very sharp. Have you ever thought of litigation?
Already in the business, Mike.
You and I need to have a conversation.
Since the topic was coming up of, basically Owen's ability to make deals of this sort, there's that kind of not so much of a whisper. Finley goes, and for what I can see, he has a pretty bad track record.
So, Father, you give me something. I will make sure that little Timmy continues his life as happily as it is within my power to achieve. Deal?
He thinks for quite a bit of time, and he's got his hands clasped behind his back, intertwined kind of between his fingers is his rosary, and he's once again rubbing just the front of the cross. Probably, what you guys could assume, a very soothing motion for him. And he's thinking, and then he finally will say, well, since I'm sure you already know what I will offer, how about we increase it slightly?
What is it you seek
Eyebrow
to
goes
give?
up.
Your original deal was to give us a weapon that would allow us to fight these creatures, correct?
Correct.
Of course, the details will have to be worked out more solidly. But perhaps that is a deal I will take as well.
Very well then. He will hold his hand up in the air, and he will move it around in a circle, and you will see a black miasma start to appear in the air until a box, roughly reminiscent of a long kind of a box that you would hold a pool cue in, will fall from above and onto the ground, and he will say, "This is not an end. It is old, so old. It was forged with the light of the first star. Pierce the beast's heart with this when its tethers are destroyed, and it will send it shrieking back into the nothingness. It will even bind it there so that it may never again darken the door of reality."
Also, by the way, there is as this is going on, there's some muttering from muttering, and Finley's eyes are closed, and he's actually got his head bowed slightly in the direction of the angel.
So what is so it's late in the evening and I'm starting to fall asleep. So what did exactly Padre put on the table for
His soul.
Okay. That's what I thought.
What is so out there? This little kid needs help.
Evan, I'm just gonna say, I check your Facebook PM real quick.
Okay.
It's
And
relevant.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
Catholic.
I was going to say, you'll notice the thing's eyes start to tick, and he will look at Finley and he will say, "Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!"
He doesn't stop, and he finishes the entire thing looking straight at the fucking angel. That is a direct.
Sorry, continuing on. What were you saying, Kim?
kind of crying inside. Okay. Okay, so Evan, I just want to work something out with you real fast. Just taking his soul won't make him lose his powers, right? Even though he's gonna have a big fucking crisis.
100% make you lose the power.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. We can do this. Oh. I'm not singing the praises of this fucking flaw anymore. Let me tell you what.
Is it something the character would do?
Yes, it is. So he's about to do it. Just give me a moment.
Finley's tried to put a stop to this in his own way. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Zach's whole thing is he might turn around and just yell soon. You know, if you keep pissing him off, he could do something to fucking Timmy. In anger towards you.
You will notice the blood is running down both of Timmy's nostrils.
Okay, yeah, Zach's gonna turn around and very pointedly look at the only dude chanting and who was told to stop and then kind of very angrily gesture.
You have Prime Sight up, don't you?
Yes.
He's not doing a damn thing that's magical.
I
He's
know.
praying, however.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's hurting the child.
Finley is not stopping either.
Am I about to have a priestly fucking pimp slap a dude?
Priestly pimp slap. Oh my god, that is a new term.
To be fair,
Tell me it involves forces. Does the priestly pimp slap involve forces?
Yes.
Okay. The demon will thrust out his hand. He will say, "Let me have my deal and let it be done then."
In exchange for both the weapon to destroy this monstrosity and for the return of Timothy's soul and his body to its rightful place, back at home, where he is to not be harmed by you anymore, or those that you employ, I will offer in return my soul.
Liam
I
turns
agree.
and walks. Like Liam just turns and walks.
I gotta ask what the timing is on this.
Like as soon as Padre says, "I offer my soul to Faust," Liam's like, "I'm done." Just
Yeah, no, he's
put
too, buddy.
180 on the heel and out. Just
You know what? I'm taking a fucking willpower for the martyr nature. Fuck you.
That's fine. Okay, guys. What's going to happen? You hand him the cross.
Actually, before he does anything, he's gonna look over to Owen, because Owen is like much better at these deals than he is, and he's just gonna look over to Owen and just kind of quirk an eyebrow like, huh?
Could have worded it a bit better.
And how would
Actually,
you word it?
give him the soul that don't do magic. You got two of them.
And that is what I was planning.
Okay.
Because the thing with the phylactery flowers, it's your avatar that's in the phylactery, not your soul. I think. 99% sure. Let me go look at that again.
that is the avatar.
Yep. Where the fuck actually is the Oh, it's in Book of Secrets. Good job, Kim.
Hey, Evan, did I have like 30 seconds over the course of this to actually finish that? Because it would take him about 30 seconds to read the whole thing out.
You finish it, it just appears to really piss him off.
Aw, the angel's not going to do anything?
He fucking can't.
There were rules.
Direct religious request to banish evil from our presence?
There were rules.
I don't think angels work the way that you think angels work.
He's Catholic. This
So is
exactly
Zach,
how
and
they're
look what the
supposed
fuck's going on now.
Right. Liam's Catholic, and he is a broken man now.
Yeah, no, like...
For the record, you will. I'm going to basically say this. When he says your soul, he means both your soul and because he considers your avatar part of your soul.
Zach's gonna cut that distinction out right now.
Allow me to give you. Okay.
Probably not gonna be able to use fucking magic without my soul anyway, but, you know, shit.
He does, if you do look at Owen, he does say this other thing. He goes, in the end, when we go up against this fella, who Who says it's going to be you what does the fighting? Or taking your soul, you've offered them a chance at the fighting table. When we're fighting this fella, and you pick that blade up, he's going to be the one what does it, because he's going to jump right in that nice little house of his. So,
I didn't hear that last bit.
at the end, when we're fighting, and you draw that weapon, it's not going to be you what's holding it, more than likely. It's going to be him.
Not so.
That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. You didn't think you trust a bunch of monkeys to fight a void demon, did you?
Look back over at the demon, wanting to see his expression.
Doesn't really change. He just has his hand out.
So what would you suggest then, Mr. Owen?
Well, I would suggest that you look to your faith.
Kim, ultimately, if you have to sacrifice yourself for the good of another, I'm talking in a much smaller sense now than just than any big grandiose statements as to the world or anything like that. For this boy, this innocent, would you sacrifice what needed to be sacrificed to maintain the child, regardless of anything else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he would.
Then his hand is outstretched for your crucifix.
Trust me, this ain't what it seems. Just give it to him.
He will hand him his rosary.
You'll see him smile down at it, and he'll say, "It was a pleasure doing business." He'll look down at his hand, and you'll notice the fact the crucifix is glowing. Okay, Liam, you've gotten about 100 feet away, give or take.
Sure.
From where you're standing, everywhere is bathed in white light. You will hear the demon start to mutter under his breath. He's saying, "What? No, this can't happen. This is impossible. What is it? What?" And you will see the angel very calmly look up with those golden eyes, and she will simply say one word: the sacrifice. Or say one phrase: the sacrifice. You will notice the demon's hand is starting to smoke and burn, but it is not burning physically. For those of you who can see the spirit, it is burning his soul, the demonic soul inside the body. And you will see the fire start to lick up the arm, start to consume the arm, before it starts ripping across the chest, as the thing screams and attempts to throw away the crucifix, but it is stuck in their hand. You will feel all around you as if there is some benevolent force that is physically looking down upon you, something that is looking down in approval, but also in ultimate judgment upon this entity. You will see it shrink onto its knees, screaming in wordless screams of agony, tears rippling from its eyes in gleaming black facets, in its spiritual form before, in a shriek of agony, it is not shattered, but it is stripped from the body, and an ordinary human soul therein remains. Before the child will fall to the ground unconscious. Completely abased. It will be as if it never happened. No one will remember it, in the sense that no one outside of the mages or the other beings will remember it happened. You will see demonic soul, blackened, withered, burnt, crawl its way from the abject agony.
Is anyone else getting what he's saying?
Yeah, there was some feedback.
How far into my diatribe did you get?
Something about
It started
Wither.
happening, like when you said when the kid fell over, when you were going on about how only the mages and shit remember it.
Yes, you will see the demon's soul still in the spirit world crawl away, physically blackened, rent, torn, mutilated, as if it had stood within the fire. Before the angel herself will kneel down and pick the crucifix up and replace it around Zachariah's neck. And he will say, "He heard you."
Okay. Two things. Zach would have tried to catch the dude, the little boy, before he fell, because a fall from a wall would not be good. Hashtag Humpty Dumpty life. And then but the angel does that and places the crucifix around his neck. Dude, bro's probably just gonna start fucking bawling. He's just kind of silently crying.
You were willing to sacrifice yourself for another. There is no higher. For the record, the box still remains on the ground. It hasn't changed. Your avatar is still within your crucifix. So is your soul, still very much where it should be. You were willing to offer everything you were to save an innocent whom you didn't know. You were willing to give everything to another. There is no higher commendation. There is no greater praise.
He's just kind of speechless right now. He'll kind of bow his head towards her, the kind of thank you kind of thing, but it's very clear that he just kind of can't get the words out right now.
All of you, as she says this, even though Austin, you're very far away, you can still hear her words echoing in your mind. Everything she said, you could hear, including the whole kind of, it was a sacrifice, there is no higher. You heard all of her words as if carried on the wind to your ears, and she'll say, "For that moment, I want you to know, all of you stood within his sight, and he has not found you wanting."
Thank you.
She will smile before she will lean down and she will take the child and she will say, "I will bring him home, and tonight will be a bad dream. That is all. Faust has no more claim on him because of you." I could not break his contract. He had it in covenant sworn. Only you could do so. And you did. Congratulations. And with that, there will be a beat of her wings, and she will simply be gone. And mostly because Evan is really tired at this point. If you guys want to do another scene after this, you can feel free to do so. Probably one involving Ben, because I feel really bad about that. But it was kind of midway through, and it was really difficult to get people in.
He earned his place.
So I would like to just say thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin, where, damn it, I have to learn more theology.
Yay!